What's up, guys? I'm Red,
I'm Stunna Steve.
and welcome to another exclusive John Wrestling video. In today's video, we're going to discuss the predictions for the 2025 Royal Rumble coming in just 1 week.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's going to be amazing. We're going to be there live in person. We're going to be doing content. We're going to give you guys, photos of the, stage setup, the WrestleMania sign, all that good stuff. And today, we're going to be talking about our predictions for the matches. Who's going to win? What surprises we're going to have? What breakout stars we're going to have? You ready to go, Stunna Steve?
Let's get this going. I'm pumped. Let's go.
All right, so we'll just break down the card real quick of the matches that we do have. So we've got DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Tag Team Championships.
Who's
Th-
cooking?
This
Who's
one's going to be
cooking?
fire. This one's going to be amazing. I'll tell you what. I mean, every single match on this card either is a stipulation with the Rumbles or has a stipulation so far. Now, in the making of this video, like I said, it is Saturday the 26th, so we're still a week away. There could be another match added, but right now, things are already cooking and they're looking big. The next
Some would
match,
say massive.
pretty massive. The next match on this card, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Now they did just hang those two belts, both the Winged Eagle and the WWE Universal Championship,
Indeed,
above the ring
indeed.
at Saturday Night Main Event. If you guys missed out, we actually have our live stream on Facebook. If you guys want to check that out, so that is now officially the contracts are signed. We're gonna have a ladder match at the Royal Rumble for the belt. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. It should be electric.
I'm pretty psyched because, I mean, how often do you get a card like this?
I not in my history, I don't think we've ever had it like that. Two Rumble matches, a ladder match, and a 2 out of 3 falls, and there could be another match added. I mean,
Yeah.
this is insane.
And if there is another match added, like we're kind of predicting, it should be a women's match to showcase the women's division. Don't think it'll be Rhea because she just defended tonight. And Tiffany, she really doesn't have much direction to go right now as far as rivalry. And I don't think you should really start one at the Rumble, considering who wins the women's Rumble could probably
Yeah,
start
they
that
could.
rivalry.
Yeah, they could very well challenge her to the match at Mania.
All right. So my personal prediction, it should be one of the women's mid card titles. Honestly, I'm gonna say Chelsea and Michin could
Yeah,
be a good match.
I think that feud's already built. I mean, if you were really liking what BFAB has been doing, you could throw her in there. But it's Michin and Chelsea are the safest. They've already been feuding. They've had these
Yeah,
matches before in different stipulations. And right now, Lyra Valkyria really doesn't have anybody to really challenge her for
exactly.
that U.S. belt
And I
or
think
the
that
Intercontinental belt.
I think the perfect time to build her up is probably gonna be post Rumble, and you just start on Raw with the storyline with some matches.
Yeah.
So after that, we got the women's Royal Rumble match, of course. Who's gonna win? We'll let you guys know. Keep watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us, whatever platform you're on. Women's Royal Rumble is gonna be massive. I'll tell you what.
It might
30
even be bigger than
women.
the men's. It
Yeah.
might even be bigger.
The past couple of years, I honestly think that the women's Royal Rumble match has been better as far
They've
as
been putting on a banger.
surprises, as far as spots. I mean,
Even the
I've loved
winners.
them. Yeah, even winners too. Like I have loved them. I mean, not knocking Cody Rhodes. We love Cody.
It was predictable.
But it was predictable. And I mean, Rhea was predictable last year, yes, but I feel like it was a harder fight a little bit to get to that spot. And then, of course, after the women's Royal Rumble, we got the men's Royal Rumble match. Who's going to win that? There's so many options this year. Every other year has been predictable. This year, you can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, and that just speaks volumes to what WrestleMania is like. I mean, for the first time in years, we have no idea what they're doing with the Mania. And
Really.
we'll know a lot more, obviously, after the Royal Rumble. But if there's nothing to go with the Mania, then there's nothing to go with Royal Rumble, and that gives us even more to be excited about.
I completely agree. So now it's time for us to break down each match, how things are going to go, who's going to win. You want to get us started, son, Steve?
Yeah, why not? So we think the card. We're not going to build based off of what the card's going to look like because we think it's going to start off with the women's Royal Rumble match. It usually always starts that way, but we're gonna leave the Royal Rumble, the best part, for the last.
I
So we're just
agree.
going to start off with DIY versus Motor City Machine Gun. 2 out of 3 falls. I I think I got to go with Motor City Machine Guns, even though DIY has been very a new
Hmm.
championship. I just think that Motor City Machine Guns are a better tag team. They've been gelled together longer, and I think that they're also newer. So I kind of feel like they have to be pushed a little harder. And you could also build if something were to happen in that match, that maybe Champa and Gargano are not thinking the same, still not 100% on the same page, maybe even turn on one another. But ultimately, I just think that it'll be one team will get one fall, another team will get another. It'll be 1-1, and then the next fall wins. I think the Motor City Machine Guns will get the slight edge, maybe even with help from Apollo Cruz.
See, I think that this match, I couldn't agree with you more that Motor City Machine Guns is going to get this victory.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have other tag teams somewhat interfering. I think Pretty Deadly's going to play a factor
yeah, they
because
could. They very well
they
could.
were supposed to have DIY's back, right? And they were, DIY was supposed to have their back. They're kind of intertwined right now into something, a match maybe going to happen between them. So I think they're going to have a spot in this, but I also think these other tag teams that are against DIY are going to have a spot in it too. You got Legato going on. You have Apollo Cruz kind of by himself.
I think their
So
official name now is Los Garza.
is it Luis Garza? Okay. So yeah, you got all these other tag teams and stuff involved, but at the end of the day, I think Motor City Machine Guns is going to end up getting this victory, and ultimately, I think that this feud between all the tag teams is going to end up WrestleMania. I think we're going to get a big ladder match between all of them to kind of end the feuds.
Yeah, I mean the fans have been clamoring for a Money in the Bank esque ladder match in WrestleMania for
Yeah,
I'd say about at least 5 years now. But I think WWE as a whole know that that stipulation deserves its own. It deserves its own PLE. The
it
Money in the Bank
does.
PLE has no problem. I mean, it fills a spot in kind of a slow month
Right, right.
between
I agree.
SummerSlam and WrestleMania. Um, so they definitely needs to stay, and the briefcase itself needs that type of power that you can't just have it be a either start of WrestleMania or a pre-show match. So if you were to have, especially with all these new titles, it's going to be hard to fit every title on WrestleMania.
For
So
sure.
if you were to have a ladder match with these tag teams, because was it just 1 year or was it both years that they've done tag team showcases?
I want to say it might have been two.
So it's obvious it's obvious to us
It's kind of becoming a
that
pattern.
yeah, with all these tag teams, there's so many tag teams that you need to be able to fit them all in one place. And what better place to fit them all in than a ladder match?
Exactly. And I think that this particular storyline that's being told now, I think you can take it to Mania with different views, with different people interfering. I think you can even add tag teams to the mix. I even think if you want to make it great, you could do what they did last year with both tag team championships on the line in the same match, and you got different teams from each brand, you know.
Yeah,
And if you really want to spice things up, now I'm just getting this is kind of fantasy booking right here, but if you really want to spice things up, you could potentially get NXT or TNA involved in some kind of tag match too, and you could do something magical with this at
I mean, yeah.
WrestleMania.
The last time the Hardys came back to the WWE, it was, guess what, a ladder match for the tag belts at WrestleMania.
Right.
So you could definitely see the exact same thing happen again. History repeating itself. Have some TNA wrestlers in
I
there.
agree.
The
It would
tag
be
team division
amazing.
is stacked. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the Street Profits are injured. They're not even back on television yet. The Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows have been gone
Yeah.
practically. I mean, there's plenty of just
Yeah.
not tag teams that have just not seen any TV time.
Yeah, you know, like the War Raiders on Raw, they're doing a good job right now. That division over there isn't doing the greatest, but I think we're going to see more tag teams come out before WrestleMania, and hopefully we'll have some better stuff. But like I said, my pick and his pick, Motor City Machine Guns.
For the
Next match on the card, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship / Winged Eagle Championship. Who's the true WWE Champion? We're going to find out come Saturday night at the Royal Rumble. This match is going to be insane. Like, the pile driver spots that we could see from Kevin Owens to Cody on these ladders, the Cody cutters off of ladders that we could see, the crossroads. Like, there's so many potentials for great spots in this match. And this storyline has been cooking for a while. So I'm going to give you guys my prediction right here. I think that Cody Rhodes wins this match. He retains. He is still the true WWE Undisputed Champion with help from Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton.
Okay.
I think Kevin's, kind of, messing him up. He might look like he's about to get the victory. I think Randy Orton's music hits. He comes out. He comes and gives an RKO to Kevin. And I think that Cody goes up there and grabs it.
I definitely don't hate that. I have to agree with the Cody winning. I just think there's a lot of directions you can go with this match. I mean, Randy Orton fits both ways for challenging Cody at Mania or Kevin at Mania.
He does.
If he were to be at the Rumble, we'll discuss that later, or just in general to be an interference player. But I think Cody wins this pretty clean. I think.
Okay.
I think the bigger story here is actually Cody winning clean, maybe Orton coming back in the Rumble, and maybe even winning the dang thing to challenge him at Mania. But I think the bigger story is going to be Kevin loses, but he doesn't see Sami. This past Monday, he came out surprisingly during Sami's promo to discuss the fact that we've never seen Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at Mania, and what better way to do that to see Sami win the Rumble, Kevin win the title, and they go at it at Mania. But I think that he's going to see Sami's not going to come out. Sami's not that kind of guy. Sami's not going to come out. Kevin Owens is going to lose. He's going to be shocked that he didn't see his best friend, his brother, and it's going to lead to a Mania match without title.
I could definitely see that happening. We'll just have to see come Saturday night. I mean, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot of different ways that this match could go. But I think we're definitely unanimous on that as well, as Cody Rhodes is going to win. It's just the how factor, the if factor, what if this, what if that, is going to play a part. It's definitely going to be interesting. So, next match on the card, the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Ooh, here we go.
Now, every year, I feel like the Women's Royal Rumble match keeps getting better. I mean, just the talent that's in this match, Before, like when they first started this, they had to have so many legends come back for this match because there wasn't enough women on these rosters. Now, you could fill this match with all the talent that they have.
And not just WWE talent. I mean, TNA talent. And we got Jordynne Grace, who's being rumored that is no longer in TNA and signed a contract with WWE. She could pop up. The Knockouts champion, Masha, could pop up. Tessa Blanchard could pop up. Mickie James, a TNA and WWE legend, could pop up. I mean, we really just don't know.
So, for both of these Rumble matches, we've kind of broke them down into categories of what we want to talk about. So, we're going to discuss, first of all, who are the number 1 and number 2 entrants in these Rumble matches, in the women's and the men's. We're each going to pick 3 people that we think are going to either, return, debut, special appearance kind of thing for both matches. We're going to pick a breakout star for each of these matches. And then, of course, we're going to pick the winner and who the winner's going to face at WrestleMania. So, Stunna Steve, I'll let you get us started off. Number 1, number 2 entrance in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Go.
All right. Well, I think this is a bit easy to me, mainly because it writes itself. It helps both wrestlers a ton, and it's got the surprise factor. So
okay.
First is going to be Liv Morgan.
All
No
right.
one thinks that Liv Morgan is going to be first, mainly because she always gets the easy route. Easy route. She always has Raquel Rodriguez. She's been champ. You know, she's been doing things her own way. So having to be 1 to 30 is a completely new challenge that no
It
one is
definitely,
seeing coming.
it definitely is, especially for Liv.
And then number 2, I think Becky Lynch
Oh.
returns early in this rumble,
Oh.
and Liv Morgan is
Now,
stuck with going against the person that
I
she
like that.
supposedly retired, and they have to battle it out until the next person comes in.
I like that. I'll tell you what, because when we saw the whole, I mean, we know how long it was between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan too. Think it was some good matches, but it took way too long. Thank God it's over.
Yep.
A lot of times, Liv Morgan was on there. I retired Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is gone because of me. We saw that a lot, and we know Becky's returning. We know it. I mean, she's been shown in the graphic for Raw on Netflix. There's been tons of talk, and there was rumors she was supposed to return on Raw on Netflix, but it was waited on because of the Undertaker spot with Rhea ended up taking extra time.
Yep.
So I like that. I like that. I like that. So my number 1 and 2, I've got at number 1 Roxanne Perez coming in, from NXT, and
Interesting.
I think this is a call up. I think she's done with NXT. She's accomplished everything that she could there. Number 2 entrant is going to be Bayley.
Yep. Once
And
I heard Roxanne, I knew Bayley was coming too.
yeah, we got this feud already cooking. It only makes sense for them to start the match because they haven't had a proper match, and I don't think they're going to have a proper match before the Rumble starts. It wouldn't really make sense. I think that they're going to go into a feud after the Rumble, and I think the perfect place to get them one-on-one in the ring by themselves is right there, number 1, number 2 in the Royal Rumble.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I do have to say the Liv and Becky thing might get the non-average fan a little bit more out of their seat than the Bayley and Roxanne thing. I could definitely see that exact thing happening at some point in this Rumble. 1 and 2, I guess we'll have to see.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely have to see. So,
But to segue from that, I will say, to just jump right into the women's surprises, Roxanne's already on my list.
oh, she is.
Becky was on my list as well. So it's going to kind of segue into it just perfect. Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, Jordan Grace. Those are the 3 surefire people that will be in this women's Royal Rumble match. And I think it's pretty easy to say.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Your picks. See, I didn't actually include Roxanne in my picks. I do have 3 because she's kind of been on TV lately, and it's, could go either way. But for my 3 picks, I do have Jordan Grace. I also have Becky Lynch because I think those are almost locks.
I already know what your third's going to be.
My third is going to be none other than Jade Cargill.
Yep.
It's going to happen. She's been written off TV for a couple months now. We don't know who her attacker is, and they haven't abandoned the story because we keep hearing about it. Oh, no, Bianca and Naomi, no news on the attacker. We've seen Jade tweet a little bit. Hey, you sure there's no news? So
Yeah.
I think that she comes in. I don't know what spot, but I think it'll be mid-Rumble, maybe in the 20s. I think that Bianca and Naomi, which already declared, I think both of them will already be in there. And I think she'll confront them, and one of them attacked her, and she's going to eliminate both of them.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the start of her singles run, and this time off it's only going to help her. It's only going to benefit.
I agree.
So with that, let's go on to the women's breakout. I do not have her as my breakout. I have another big, badass Jordan Grace. She just might steal this show. Okay.
I got her. I got her on the same thing. That's my breakout star too.
It's perfect.
It's got to happen.
I mean, she's huge. She's already a former Knockouts champion. She's moving from TNA to WWE supposedly. I think it's a done deal, but we don't have any confirmation. Yeah. I think she's going to dominate, and she could potentially win this whole thing.
Really could. She really could. And I think, you're introduced. I mean, some of the fans have seen her, some of them haven't. And you're bringing her in. You've already seen what she could do in NXT. You've seen her on the Rumble before. But I think that this will be her actual debut with WWE. I mean, and I think that she might go main roster and skip NXT after this. It's possible.
Maybe,
She could
maybe.
she could go to NXT. But there's a strong possibility that she could get the the Penta treatment. She could just go straight to the main roster. But I think she's gonna have either like the most eliminations in the Rumble, the best spots. I think she's gonna be what people are talking about. The next person besides the winner that people are talking about is gonna be Jordan Grace. I couldn't agree more.
I think it's perfect. It's a perfect spot for her. She has no expectations. The only thing that would be worse for her is if she walked in and got eliminated like Santino Marella. I just don't. That's not.
That would be
happen.
something. That would be something. That would be
Yeah.
something.
So to segue from that, I think she could potentially be in the final four. That's how
She
good
could
she
be.
is.
I think she could be too.
But
The winner.
I think the winner will be Charlotte Flair, winning and going on to challenge Tiffany Stratton, the future of this business, against the person that has literally carried the women's division to what it is now. It's
That
perfect
is
booking.
my exact pick as well. See,
There we go.
Money, a lot of you might not know, we wrote these picks down and we did not share them with each other before we did the video to make it interesting. I said, some are going to be the same, but this is what every fan, every fan's predictions are going to be the same, so we want to just make it authentic. I had the same thing written down. Charlotte Flair has already been announced to return. They just announced it Friday with her vignette that played on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton, no opponent right now. She thinks she's hot shit, right? Here comes Charlotte. She's going to teach her, I'm the queen. You're just a pawn in this game. I'm going to get my belt back. It's the perfect story. It's already written right there, and this can go all the way to Mania.
And some people have the comparisons that say that Tiffany Stratton is the now of Charlotte Flair. The only difference is that Charlotte Flair is a legacy. So some might say that Charlotte has the advantage knowing that
It's
she
possible.
has the repertoire that Ric Flair has given her. But Tiffany Stratton, she's on the up and up. Everybody loves Tiffany Stratton. She's still
They really do.
portrayed as a heel. And every time she walks down that ramp, people love her.
I mean,
Channing Tiffy time.
It's
Love
Tiffy
it.
time. It's Tiffy time.
So who knows?
It's going to be the Women's Royal Rumble can steal the show. But I think now we have to move on to the main event of the evening, the Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, this match is going to cook. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be the best Rumble match in the Triple H era, just because of how stacked it is.
Well, and not only that, it's not like it's not like there's crazy competition. I mean, there's like only a handful of things that you can really sit there and blame Triple H for, and that's hasn't had a great Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
He does not make good faction names, and he has a little bit problems with like commercial spacing, and that was evident in the Saturday Night Main Event.
or will it booking Money in the Bank?
Well, yes and no. I think the main thing for that was more not so Triple H booking Money in the Bank, was more him knowing that there was no title changes. Cody Rhodes wasn't going to be cashed in on, and Gunther wasn't going to be cashed in.
Yeah.
So I think mainly it was, okay, let's just use this for storyline. Because the plan is further down the line, we're going to have this, these champs are going to stay. So I do at least have it be put somewhere nice. But besides that, let's get back on track. The Royal Rumble. I have a pretty interesting first two as my men's first entrance.
Let's hear it.
So let's just start out. Number one, Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes will start off the show because he's been a cocky son of a bitch ever since he joined SmackDown as a top 3 pick or top like what?
He was the first pick.
First pick, yeah.
He was the first pick.
He was the first pick on SmackDown. Blah blah blah. He was so excited. So he's going to be cocky. And I think number 2 is going to be a call up because I think he's done everything in NXT that he can do, and that is Trick Williams because that
Trick
crowd will go crazy with the whoop that tricks.
Oh, we'll go crazy.
It'll be a great surprise. We already know he's got beef with Carmelo. It'll be perfect if it's Carmelo, Trick Williams, 1-2, start off with a bang.
I like that. So I'm going to raise you on that. I've also got Carmelo Hayes coming in at number 1.
This mother.
But I don't have Trick Williams coming in at number 2. I have Andrade coming in at number 2.
Okay.
Because these two have had some great matches, right? And we never really got that complete closure between them because of LA Knight getting involved, and that led to the triple threat, right?
Yeah.
So I think, bam, Carmelo Hayes comes in, and then Andrade came in, who returned. This will be his year anniversary. He returned at last year's Rumble, and I think that we'll get a good, however long it is, minute or two between them before the next entry comes out. And that'll be they already have so much chemistry. I think they'll just really cook in that. I think it's going to be, I think that's going to be it.
I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it at all.
Now, moving on to the returns in the Men's Royal Rumble match. We recently posted a reel on Exclusive Gen Wrestling, posted it on YouTube, Instagram, pretty much every platform that we have, of over 30 men that could potentially make an appearance in this match. And we're each narrowing it down to 3. And some of them are probably going to be the same. Might have a couple different. So, how about for this one? I'll name one, you name one. We'll go back and forth.
All right.
Why don't you get us started?
I'll just start off with probably the most obvious.
Say his name.
Joe Hendry. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. That is also... This is why I did this, because this is also... my first pick as well. It's going to be the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. Say his name. He appears. He's going to be there. I mean, at first, we did report that he was going to be on the Jericho Cruise, which is still a thing. But after that, he ended up booking WrestleCon. So he's going to be in Indianapolis. He's going to either get on the cruise later, or he's not going to go at all. But he's going to be in Indianapolis for WrestleCon. He's going to be in the Rumble. It's going to happen.
And my second one is pretty obvious because of how my first entrance gone. Trick Williams. He's going to get called up. There's nothing left for NXT. He's ready. The crowds are going to go crazy. There's no reason to have a guy that has the crowd in the palm of his hands sit in there in NXT. I love NXT, but you see those crowds. They are not what Lucas Oil Stadium is going to look like. It's going to be jam-packed.
60,000 plus.
Everybody's going to be whooped at tricking. And
everyone.
There's no reason for him to stay and have. Well, I don't even know what the stadium, what they would be like. 1,000, 3,000, whatever the attendance would be for NXT when he can fill out.
It's time. It's time for him to move up to the main roster. There's a lot of stories.
Trick is this year.
There's a lot of stories that you can do. You don't have to put him in a title picture or main event right away. There's feuds that you can start. I think a tag team with him and Mello, just in the tag division, would be good. There's a lot of options. A feud between him and Mello. All right, so you got Trick Williams at number 2 coming in. I got somebody a little different that we recently saw on TNA. I'm rocking his merch right now.
Oh my!
I've got none other than Zack Ryder, now known as Matt Cardona. Woo, woo, woo. You guys know it. I think, Matt Cardona's been everywhere. He's been in GCW, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA. The only place that he has not been back is WWE. And he has built his character so high. I think that he could be in there right around the same time that Hendry's in there. Now, I don't know if this will be a full comeback or an appearance and he'll be back on TNA. But the pop he will get inside the Royal Rumble, I think, will be the biggest pop of his career. And I think it needs to happen. I'm calling it now. We've called it. We've predicted it for years. I think Matt Cardona returns this year.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I've been wishing for it, and I would have put him on my list if he's honestly the same boat for me as AJ Lee. He's at the top of my list, but I don't want to put him down there because it's not 100%.
Wait till you hear my next one.
Well, my next one's it's pretty fucking easy. Randy Orton.
That's a good one.
If he doesn't come back during the ladder match, he's gonna come back during the Rumble. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
It'll be one or the other.
I mean, unless this injury is actually real and we don't know, it has to be now. Because we thought this whole time it was kayfabe because we want to do a Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes feud. well, this is gonna be it. And if that's it, who's next? Randy Orton. No one better.
I love that, honestly. I wouldn't even mind Randy Orton winning it. Well, just wait a second. My third surprise, the biggest surprise of the night, is going to be none other than the final boss, The Rock. I know what you guys are going to say. I know what you guys are going to say. There doesn't seem to be a lot of hope since what we saw on Raw on Netflix, but I still have hope, okay? And if there's anybody that can get the crowd hyped, and there's any way that we can start this Roman and Rock feud, it's for The Rock to come out, and I'm calling it, he's going to eliminate Roman from this Rumble. He's going to cost Roman the Rumble, and that's how we're going to get The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 41. The final boss, it's going to be Bloodline Rules.
Shout out Sandy.
Shout out Sandy.
But I will say that could happen. But I do want to know: are you expecting it to be during the 30-man, or do you think he just does not care, and he is a shareholder, so he can do what he wants, and he is the 31st man?
See, it's up in the air. You got like 3 options here, right? So he could come in during the Rumble, but then he has to get eliminated by somebody, right? And that's, I mean, even if he showed up at 31, he has to get eliminated by somebody as well, unless you want him to win the damn thing. And I don't want him to win the damn thing because I want him and Roman. And I don't think that he's going to win the thing. So you got those 2 options, or you have him just come out, not as an entrant. He just comes out. You hear his music hit, he comes out. Maybe there's something along the lines. This could be really complicated, but CM Punk, the Paul Heyman favor, his favor is for somehow CM Punk to win. How's he going to get The Rock eliminated? Or how's he going to get Roman eliminated? Well, he's going to call The Rock to do it. Because he still has The Rock's phone. It could be a whole thing. This just swerves everybody. And The Rock doesn't give a damn about CM Punk. And he really didn't give a damn to help Paul Heyman, but he did this because he's been out there Roman the whole time. He's been after the number 1 spot. And he can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll see. We'll see. Fantasy booking.
That kind of segues me into my breakout star for the men's Rumble.
And I bet you we're going to have the same one.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu.
He's just that damn good. Now,
100%.
We don't know if say The Rock is, in the Rumble itself. He's not just coming out there to eliminate Roman. Fatu could eliminate him because he just doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't.
Man.
Solo could barely control him. Roman definitely couldn't control him because that's why he wasn't in the bloodline in the first place.
We know Tama Tonga couldn't control him tonight.
Yeah, and we all know Fatu is better off by himself. He's slowly but surely inching his way to being the only one by himself and maybe becoming the next. We'll just wait on that.
Just wait on it. I completely agree, though. I think Jacob Fatu is going to be the biggest breakout star of this Rumble. I think that he could even go for most eliminations ever. I think that they could pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's going to, not only could he have eliminations of, like, you could have him eliminate Dominic Mysterio's, Elizabeth Kaiser's or something like that, Kofi Kingston.
If Santino Marella comes back, I would love that. And if he breaks his own record and becomes even faster of elimination, because he's come out and said he does know how to do it. He has said to Chris Van Vliet he knows how to break his record. If you were able to do that with Jacob Fatu,
man, I just think it's Fatu's time to shine. Like, you used to have Kane be like the person people were scared of in this. I think we need Jacob Fatu to be that person for now on to the Rumble. Like, he comes in like a Umaga, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's running.
Yeah, and this also kind of segues into my winner. I'm just gonna get into detail.
All right.
I'm gonna say John Cena will be close, potentially even Final 4, potentially even Final 2, but he won't win it. He will be eliminated by CM Punk, who will win the Rumble and go on to face the winner of the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber. Now, we have no idea who's.
I like that.
It could be my top 6. I'm just gonna name them off right now: Gunther, Jay, Sammy, Cena, Gable, Penta. That's a chamber right there. wins leads us to Cena Punk WrestleMania rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now I like that because I'm on a similar thing with you, but you got it a little farther out. You're planning a little more ahead. So I have Punk calling in the favor, like I said. I think Punk's gonna win the Rumble, but I had Punk going up against Gunther at WrestleMania because I think that's a fire match too. You know,
That's a good match.
that's a good match too, and I
But
think
just
that
there's something that they're waiting for with Gunther.
I think that's the clean cut match that you have for the Rumble winner, and I think the Elimination Chamber match is going to be for the WWE Championship. I think Cody Rhodes will still hold it, and I think that people will be trying to come after it and stuff. I think they'll come in through a chamber, and I think you'll have like Randy in there. You'll have Kevin in there. I mean, you could even throw some guys from. I mean, I think you'll have Damian Priest in there from SmackDown now.
SmackDown now, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, who else you'll have in there, but that's a good start right there. Just those three guys. One of those will win. I mean, you could even have Cena in it if you want to. Cena probably could go in it. Cena could win it.
I feel like he'll definitely be in it, whether it's for the World Heavyweight Championship or for the Universal Championship. Mainly because he's already been rumored. That's the main reason that neither of us have picked him for the winner of this match. If he wasn't advertised for the chamber match, he'd be our winner. But I just think you can't have someone who won the Royal Rumble show up at Elimination Chamber, because there's just no way that's gonna work.
Yeah, unless you're doing a promo.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think it's going to be his last Elimination Chamber match.
Yep, I agree.
And that's how they're going to sell those tickets, to see Cena in the chamber fighting to get his spot.
Yeah, and because that's the other thing. I think they're just going to continue with this John Cena having to just fight and be on this constant losing streak. I mean, when he came back on Raw on Netflix, he mentioned how long it's been since he's won a wrestling match.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to continue to push that narrative until
I
it
do
finally
too.
becomes
I do too.
where he just wins it all and becomes the champ and breaks Ric Flair's record, and that's his perfect send-off.
Well, guys, regardless, I've got really high expectations for the Royal Rumble. Me and Stunna Steve, we're going to be in the building. So make sure you pay attention to the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, whatever platform you guys are watching on YouTube. We're going to do tons of content there. Some will be uploaded within the following days. Pay attention to our stories and intermediate posts on Facebook and Instagram for content done that day. You want a sneak peek at the stage, the WrestleMania sign, our reactions to possible returns or swerves or victories and stuff like that. We're pretty excited, aren't we?
Oh, I'm pretty pumped up, dude. I don't know about you.
This is our first PLE. We've been to Raws, we've been to SmackDown, Super shows, indie shows, AEW. Never been to a PLE in person. This is our time right here, and we got pretty good seats too. We've been, looking forward to this for a while now, and it's coming. So let us know in the comments, who do you think is going to return? Who do you think is going to win this Rumble? Who's going to be the breakout star for the men's, for the women's? Make sure to check out some of our posts in this following week leading up to the Rumble on our Instagram and Facebook, because we're going to be doing tons of fun stuff, what ifs and posts coming up about women that could be returning, more than we're talking about here on this video.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that about sums it up.
Oh, yeah. I will mention one thing. I know we have that little QR code up there. If you guys see that there, go ahead and scan it. It takes you directly to the WWE shop. We are officially affiliates for the past couple months now. So if you ever have anything you want to buy, a belt here and there, a T-shirt, whatever the case may be, go ahead and scan that. It'll help us out, make our channel better, make us grow.
Indeed.
We really appreciate it. But other than that,
Of course,
as always, I'm Stunna Steve.
I'm Red. Keep it exclusive.
Keep it exclusive.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Like, comment, subscribe.